want to welcome everyone back to another episode of Soul Impact. With me today, we have Kegan from Portrait Life. So Kegan, how are you today, buddy?
I'm wonderful, man. That Missouri heat's kicking my butt, but we're here heading up to Chicago for work tomorrow, and I'm just grateful to be here with you right now. So
So why don't you tell us kind of a little bit about yourself and what you got going on?
yeah. So as he said, my name's Keegan. Man, I'm a human here on Earth, mainly a musician, but I'm a loving husband. I try to be. I'm ever growing, ever learning. Uh, so many things to take in on this rock. Musician wise, though, I have a band called A Portrait Life. That's my pride and joy. I'm very grateful to be in that group with some incredible musicians, some incredible people, and we're really just trying to do our best there. I have a little side project I started recently called Ozora Blue, and it's just kind of the B list, A Portrait Life stuff that I think are still really great music, but maybe not fit for that. So man, I've been playing for 20 years or so, man, and there's so much to learn, so many people to meet, so many people or so many things to see and hear. So I'm just going a day at a time.
So how'd you get your start in music?
Oh, really, me and my goon friends back in high school, we were freshmen in high school. Um, and we were all really into music. Played a lot of video games, and we were really exploring and kind of, when you hit that age where it's not just radio stuff, you're starting to get your own taste. So we were getting into like learning about like Pantera and Metallica and Guns N' Roses, and so we were really into music. And one day, our main guy, he was in choir, and he's like, "Let's start a band." So we all picked an instrument. I picked bass at the time. I was the only one with a job. I was 15. So with my first two paychecks of that job, man, I went and bought a bass, and here we are now. I'm 35 and haven't really stopped since.
So who would you say is your biggest influence in the music industry?
Whew, you asking the tough ones, I see. My
Wouldn't be doing my job
that's
if I didn't, buddy.
that's hard, man. I'm into I don't try to sound pretentious, but I'm into a lot of different music. Um, a lot of indie bands. I would say there's some really cool indie rock stuff, kind of like Minus the Bear and Death Cab for Cutie might be one that people have heard of. That's probably some big influences for me. I don't want to say there's a biggest one. It can go all over the place. I love playing guitar. One of my biggest influences was Dimebag Darrell from Pantera and Marty Friedman from Megadeth. Even though I play zero metal these days, I still love metal, just don't play any of it. Um, so we'll go with that for now because they're the ones who I started fanning over when I was a teenager.
So I mean, yeah, today's kind of a sad day too because
I see him with Ozzy. Yeah, that is.
we lost a king today. We really do. I really do think that.
I don't know, rest in peace, buddy, or wherever, whatever, heaven, hell, or anywhere in between, wherever he wanted to go. But yeah, the staple he put on, or the print he put on humans and on music is. I don't think you can ask for more as a musician to be forever remembered, and he did that. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing with music, and that's what I'm kind of do with this podcast. Is I want people to see the artist. I mean, that is a man I would love to be able to interview,
oh
but
yeah.
just the stories behind it, and everybody thinks you hear a song and it's like, man, I'm jiving with this, but they don't realize that it's so much more to what that artist put into it. If you get an artist that goes up there and they're like blah 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 blah, well, they can sing that blah 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 same line and put more heart into it, and you're going to think, I don't know what they're saying, but I'm really digging this.
it's yeah, it's human energy is really weird how it resonates with you. Like this, you could take 10 people, they could go up on a stage, do the same thing, man, and some get no reaction, some get the world. It's weird.
Yeah, well, a lot of it, and I've seen you guys play once. I mean, not a whole lot, but
Yeah.
and the energy you bring into it, that makes a big impact. Like, we've talked a little bit about your B project, as you called it.
Mhm.
So, is there a certain area you see that going?
I am always a person. I don't leave any door closed. I don't leave any option off the table. Right now, A Portrait Life is that band is definitely my main concentration. The cool thing that I started Ozora Blue for was I just love playing as many instruments and writing as much as possible. So I do all the instruments for that project. But the cool thing that I'm really excited about is like every song I'm going to bring in a different musician to collab on it. Maybe one person does guitar on that song or a saxophone or whatever. It's just really being able to write. But the whole project it started just because I love writing, man. So I could never be in a cover band. Like anytime that nothing against cover bands. I have many great friends in cover bands. It's just anytime I sit down with the damn instrument. Oh, sorry, me.
You're good, buddy.
Any, anytime I sit down with an instrument, it's I'm working on my own stuff. I like creating. So yeah, that's the main thing was just starting with Zora Blue and seeing where it goes. I have two songs almost fully tracked. I'm going to I just bought some new drum mics, so I'm going to redo drums this weekend, put my vocals on it, and I'm working with Emily Maxwell from the St. Louis area. As far as I know, an incredible violinist and a pretty good singer. So me and her are going to work together on the first two songs, which one's called Wild Eyes, one's called Annie Marie, which is a song I wrote for my mom after she passed away. Yeah, man, we're just gonna see where it goes. I just hope people resonate with it. Every song has some really, to me, has a very personal meaning that I think people can relate to, and that's the whole reason I do any of that.
So, A Portrait of Life, do you have any upcoming gigs with that?
Yeah, we actually on August 2nd, we're going over to Greenfield, Illinois with some great friends of ours. There's an event they hold yearly called the Barn Bash, and it's essentially on some property in Illinois, man, and it is a party. It's a party. They get food, they get vendors come out, they're sponsors this year. There'll be drinks, there'll be um, we have H7, who's another local band. They're great. They're going to open it up. We're going to follow up after them. Our good buddies in James Tyler and the Usual Crowd. I think everyone will love them. They're going to come up after us. And then headlining it is Inner Outlines, which these guys, they're all incredible. We've been very blessed to have a great relationship with them. We've played multiple shows with these guys. They are incredible. So I highly recommend if anyone, and I know I'm selling it right now, but like it's not even about the music that night, man. It's a party. But yeah, that's the first one. And then we have another show uh, or on Halloween actually at Red Flag. Past that, we took a little bit of break to just get some original stuff caught up, take a little breather from the spring and summer kind of line of shows that we had.
Hiding out in this heat?
Oh yeah, yeah. Which Vibe Fest was incredible. I don't even care about heat and all that. I mean, I know that weekend was not all sunshine. You know, there was some terrible things that came from that, but I don't want to touch on all that. Either way, though, everything else that came, it was all beauty. It was all energy. Casey and everyone especially you, Bubba. I know Bubba starts like that. You guys were incredible in helping us out and getting the vibes, keeping them going, helping with sound. It was an incredible time. So I'm gonna hopefully. I personally want to try to get down to the Halloween one. I don't know for sure though with schedules if I'm going to be able to make it, and we might try if if you guys will
Well,
have us
there's
all again.
rumors they're going to try to make it a Friday and Saturday event.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I did not see that.
if we can get enough band interest in that, we're going to do the third and fourth.
Right. Which I actually had a couple bands for Bypass to I connected with Casey about reaching out. I don't know what fell apart with all that. They were even further away. We're pushing 2 hours away from there. Which who cares? It's great people camping, being outside, music, whatever. But
So is with your music, what would you say been your biggest obstacle?
whew, the biggest obstacle. I think it kind of depends from my perspective. My whole mission with doing music, man, is to connect with people. And every show that we have played, which this means a lot to me. We have a song called One Small Crack. It's out streaming. I highly please check it out. Um, I wrote that song after my grandpa took his own life, and the song essentially is about fighting that battle of suicide and the aftermath of it, and the people who deal with it, the loved ones who have to live with it, you know. But every show that we've played where we play that song, someone has come up. I'm not even slightly exaggerating. Every show, someone has come up to me after that show or after that song, after that we play, and said something about it, whether they've gone through that or it's touched them, and they thank me, which I still get weirded out. You know, I get the gesture because I do the same to bands that I enjoy. But you know, to me, I'm just spreading a message. I'm spreading what I feel. I feel that that comes from another place, and it's meant to be said. And I think we all do that to each other at all times. And so my whole mission is trying to just communicate and connect with people. The biggest obstacle is, and I hate saying this, but it's time. You know, it's I don't want to say that because it sounds like such a cop out, but that's true. You know, we have jobs, we have families, we have other things that draw our attention away. So if I had more time to be able to really plan to get this across, it would be a lot easier. But you know, the
Yeah,
path we're on is
I hate to
it's
say it, but if those days were longer, you know,
yeah,
I get
yeah,
it completely. I constantly say that same thing because, like, I'm a single parent, so
right.
I don't have enough time in the day to do this, work on my house, you know. So, with your music, can they hear your music online, or where can they find?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We're on all the well, most of the socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're on the main ones. We don't have a YouTube or a website yet. And then any streaming, Spotify, we're on there. That's our main one, or Apple Music, YouTube Music. But yeah, check us out. We do. I will say some of the. Let me do the cliche. Hey, this sucks before you listen to it. But some of them are just older demos that we've done with someone else. We are actually here in about a month and a half going to be doing a DIY. We're going to be making an album, putting it together. So I'm hoping by fall, winter time, we have a legit album out with way better quality. The songs are great. There's just the quality is not where we want it. You know, we know the songs are they're absolutely beautiful. We've put our heart and soul into it, and sometimes when the recordings come along, that doesn't resonate as well. But one small crack, that is that one we did record properly. That is on there. I beg anyone to please go check that song out and hit us up. Let us know what you think. You know,
So, how can someone get a hold of you if they want to book you or get you for an event? How can someone reach out?
get us on any of the socials. If you literally type in a portrait life behind it, I've done some pretty good investigating, and I've typed in a portrait life a ton, and usually we're the only thing that pops up. So type us in, or you can find Kegan Palozola. I'm on pretty much all the socials and stuff like that. I We're just shoot us a line at any time, man. We're pretty flexible guys. We're pretty open. We know what our goals are and what our mission is, and but yeah, we wanna expand. We want to grow. We want to do the same for others.
And I'm friends with him as well. So if you want to get a hold of him, you can also message me, and I can pass the message along.
Please, please, please.
Um, I'm trying to think. I drew a blank.
It's,
It's this Missouri Heat, I tell you.
I hear you.
So part of this podcast is I want people to see that artists, they're almost idolized today. They really are. And I wanted where this come from is I want people to be able to see, you know what, Kegan puts his pants on the same way you and I do. You know, sounds so simple, but so many, so what's one obstacle that, like, struggle, not so much obstacle, but struggle that you have faced, and how has music or writing your own music and producing that
Oh,
helped you heal through that process?
yeah. That's kind of when I was talking with you originally about doing this. I can't necessarily name one event that music has quote unquote saved me. Music has been my life since, yeah, but I guess if you want to say officially since I was 15. I'm 35 now as a musician or a songwriter. But my musical history and connection goes back long before that. You know, I was raised by a single mother. And we were homeless. We were always poor. Things were not quote unquote the American dream. But dang, did we do our best? And my mom was always listening to music, always. Whether it was the Dixie Chicks, I'll throw or the Chicks, whatever you prefer. She was really into country, really into pop. She was playing all kinds of stuff. So from a very young age, she kind of instilled a beat or a rhythm into me, I guess. And once I hit 15, man, and started getting my own musical taste, it's been my life ever since. And it's really funny the web that life and God or the creator, whatever word you want to use, or if you don't believe in any of it, that's fine too. It's really funny the web that kind of is created, because if it wasn't for music, I probably would not be with my wife, who I've been with for over 10 years. Some of my best friends, I wouldn't have been around. Some of the best experiences of my life. And not only that, I try to be a really positive person. Some days are easier than others. But I've battled uh, a lot of demons in my life, a lot of struggles with addiction through the years and depression. And I grew up in a broken home. I think a lot of us probably have, for the most part, whether we want to say that or not. And I've never had any problems or qualms talking about those things. I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't get the help that they need, is because they're afraid to talk about it, because there's a weird stigma, for some reason, which, being human beings that we are one of our greatest assets is our energy, and how we use it. So it's weird that we all get this weird stigma about it. But yeah, man, music has been woven in my DNA for a long, long time. I would not be the person that I am today. I would not be who I'm becoming, which I'm appreciating more and more by the day. Which, if you would have asked me that 5 years ago, 15 years ago, it would not have been the same answer. You know.
Yeah, we're always developing further and further into whatever our passion is. I started this podcast, and I honestly didn't see it going anywhere. I knew I would succeed at it, but I didn't know that it would take off. Let me rephrase that. So when you see this, like, actually, I'm going to team up with Bubba. I'm getting ready to join his podcast network, and I'm going to be on his podcast.
Oh hell yeah! Congrats on that.
So with me, music has always been like, I also was raised by a tremendous single woman that, she sweat off her back for us kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I was raised on the Merle Haggard, Conway Twitty, outlaw country kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, and then my sister got older and introduced me into, the classic care bands. So to me, music constantly evolving, because the music we had when we were kids
Mm-hmm.
isn't here today. You
Right.
know, I mean, because I would almost call today's country pop country. I really would.
I would agree. I think that there are some people that are that do try, that keep the line of the purist attitude with country or with any genre. But when it comes to the radio or internet or primarily streaming, those are all owned by the big corporations, and they want to put what's going to make money down your throat. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't enjoy some of the radio stuff. I for sure do. As a musician, I try to find a lot to admire, even if it is something I'm not big into. It still takes a lot of talent, um, and I know a lot of them don't like. If you want to talk about pop country, even when they're introduced, they say, "Oh, Nashville recording artist." These people are just going in and they're just singing. They're not writing anything, they're not building anything, but they have a great voice. And some of them, that could be argued. I'm not trying to say I have a better voice than any of them, but it's really weird. So there's a lot of purist attitude with music, and companies have also got a hold on it. And then everyone in between, like a lot of the local bands, like, or musicians like myself, or even the smaller national acts, it's a lot harder to get your stuff out there, because the corporations kind of already have a recipe on how to make things and sell it, and it makes it a lot harder for us little fish, to kind of peek through the big ones, But
I couldn't say that better myself.
it's, it
But
is a
no,
shame, but
that it is. So, is there any advice that you would give to an upcoming artist that is struggling at making it?
oh yeah. I think first and foremost, um, you have to believe in yourself. There is no, and I know people say this stuff all the time, and we all hear it, but I think, and I try to practice this more and more by the day, and it's hard, but you have to believe in yourself and you have to feel that. You can't, it's not just like, okay, buddy, you got this. Or, I mean, if that is what you're doing, then cool, do that. But you got to feel it. It's got to be in your subconscious, man. It's got to be in your main conscious. It's got to be in your heart. It's got to be in your gut. You got to feel it, and you have to believe in yourself, no matter what it is, because someone's going to like your stuff, or they're going to like the way you sing something, or write this, or play that, or whatever, or how you do, or your podcast format, or the books that you write, or any form of expression you want to use. So that's the first thing is believing in yourself. The second thing, in my experience, is you have to be open minded. And I don't like to get too much in. I believe in God, not through any religion. And I'm not trying to get into a debate with anybody about God or not, or this or that, or Christianity, or this or that, whatever. Whatever you believe in or you don't believe in, don't care. Just be happy. But um, for me, you have to believe that life has possibilities. And whether that's what I'm trying to talk about with God or this or that. If you don't believe that there's possibilities, you can probably, I'd say there's a 99.9% chance that there won't be any possibilities. But if you believe that there are possibilities, you are opening up doors that subconsciously you might not realize. So, number one, believe in yourself, believe how powerful you are, how creative you are. Second is believe that there are options and things that your little human brain can never imagine or comprehend. And just let life do the rest. I mean, you got to put in some work and all the small crap, blah blah blah, but and I'm not trying to preach to anybody. First off, I do want to clarify that these are just things that I try to embody and live with day by day. And I would say for the most part, it has not led me astray. Um, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite either and say that I do not have I don't have bad days, or days where I'm not focusing on those things, which I try my best.
But we're human. At the end of the day, we're human.
That's the thing, yeah.
I mean, and that's where I want this thing to go. Is like those real moments. You said I'm not preaching. I used to say the same thing, so that's why I kind of chuckled.
Well, it's weird though.
Um,
People immediately will, you could just utter the word, and you could have zero belief. Let's just say you don't believe in God or Jesus or nothing. Or I'm not advocating for any of that. But let's just say for 1 second that I say one of those words, people's brains immediately just shut off. They just do not want to have the conversation.
at
And
the end of the day, it goes down to morals. Whether
right,
you're whatever religion you are. I
yeah,
personally, I
yeah,
believe in God. I'm not knocking the ones that don't.
yeah.
But at the
I
end
have
of the day,
many atheist and agnostic friends, and I don't, they're
the
still
moral
great
compass
people.
is the same though.
Yeah, yeah,
At the end of the day, that moral compass is going to be the same. You're going to
yep.
know right from wrong. And it's something in your head, if you're going to go out and rob a bank, it's going to say, you know what, this ain't right. So, and that's where society has hung up on whether you're Christian or but Muslim or whatever your religion is, your label.
Hmm.
They get so hung up on that you can have artists that made one statement about a religion, and I'm like, I'm shooing this guy off.
Yeah.
He's no good to me. So it's as in the industry, people have got to be careful. They really do because
It's
one word
weird.
very.
It's yeah, and I just it's crazy to me that the communication is shut down so much. And well, I guess we can blame it on a lot of the people that take that communication and really do terrible things with it and really beat people down and really people apart and separate. When people are doing all those things, it makes it really hard. People don't, our time here is precious, and whether you believe, we last for eternity or not, or, mole or, just rot into the ground, our time here is precious. And so when we're trying to decipher what is BS and what is not, and what's hurtful and what's not, whether it's politicians or religion or the world or each other or your neighbor, it gets exhausting. And it's always, and then the news and the internet and social media, which all these things are great if you think of them like that, but then they're always telling you you're going to die. They're always telling you you need to buy this or buy that. And we just really, or you're, maybe it doesn't look like it right now here, but I've been a pretty chunky guy my whole life. I've lost a lot of weight in the past year or so, just really trying. But I had body issues my whole life, so they're always, or whether they're telling, women that their bodies are a certain way, or they're telling black or anybody from any other country or an ethnicity that they're not important. You know, it, it,
Really.
it it's wild. And then people go their whole lives believing these things. And it's because some rich white dudes make you think that. And it's crazy.
Exactly. I mean, some of the songs I've listened to as far as growing up is like them ones that hit on them topics. It's okay to be different. I'm definitely not a small feller. Never really been. Never probably will be. But
Hey man, as long as you're happy and healthy, that's all that matters,
but the thing is, at the end of the day, that's part of my story. Whether I'm not necessarily writing music, but
Mhm.
that's a platform I'm going to be able to stand on and reach people, just like your platform of being an artist and people hearing your story. That's going to be say, okay, I relate to him. So let me look up his music,
It's
and
that
that's
vulnerability, the fact that you can get on this podcast, or I'm not trying to, I don't want to talk too much about myself in these moments, but it's the vulnerability. I'm like, you know what I'm saying. I graduated from St. Genevieve High School, if anyone knows what that is. That would explain my grammar. Very small town public high school, but anyway, um,
at least you had a
people.
high school.
Yeah, that's true. But people, but the people, they're afraid to say those things, or the things that they have hidden, or the things that they repress. So when they see people that are comfortable in their own skin getting in front of people and saying and doing those things, that's a little beacon of light, man. And there's a lot of darkness in this world. So the more light, the better. So people like you, people like me, whoever else wants to get up and tell their story, man, like, say it, because we
Yeah,
probably have all gone through some terrible crap, man. So it's good to hear it from each other.
yeah, and I mean that's where I want this thing to go. Is I want them kids or young adults that, man, my life sucks. That eventually they'll stumble across this and be like, you know what? This artist dealt with it. This is where he is now. There's hope for me.
Right. Yeah,
So,
as soon
buddy,
as you told me about this idea too, dude, like I truly do love it. What you're trying to do is a beautiful thing. There's so many cool aspects, whether it's, I know I'm kind of directly in the music world, but this fans out far beyond, the web goes crazy. It goes really wide. So I love this format. I hope I'm going to do everything on the A Portrait Life pages, the Ozora Blue pages, to really try to spread and push the word for you myself as well. So,
well, I appreciate that. And if you got anyone that wants to do an interview, whether it's other
oh yeah.
members from A Portrait of Life or anyone, send them my way. I mean, I'm willing to hear is anyone's story. Like personally, there's some music I'm not in my niche per se,
Oh yeah.
but doesn't mean they don't have a story.
Right. Yeah, and they are all. I will say that I'm probably the biggest talker. To well, Our guitarist Steven, we're very outgoing people. We're outroverts when it comes to just being able to talk to people randomly. Not that Graham and Joe aren't, but you could see at Vibe Fest who was talking to you was me and Steven,
Yeah,
and Joe and Graham are, they're doing their own
they
thing,
stood there and they may have said one or two words, but it was you
Yeah.
two doing most of the talking. But yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if you know anyone that wants to be on here,
Oh
just
yeah.
send them my way, and I'll share your stuff. You know,
That's how we do it, man. Teamwork makes the dream work, and especially when
absolutely. You
there's
know,
so many different people doing on different formats, that's how we can really help each other branch out.
well, I'm about ready to wrap this up. Why don't you tell us one more time where we can find your music at?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Everybody check us out, A Portrait Life, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Music, Apple Music. We're on there. We got some new stuff around the bend coming. One small crack is our latest single that'll be out on our album here later this year, and also keep a lookout for Ozora Blue, another project that I'm doing that I think is going to be making some really cool waves too.
Do you have a page for that one?
I just started the socials for it. It's in its just Facebook right now, just in its infancy. I want to get a couple songs actually done and on streaming as soon as because you know what I mean. I don't want to create all the pages with nothing to back that up. So I just want to have some music ready to
Yeah,
go.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, go ahead and send me that link, and I'll go ahead and follow your page as well, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the time. I appreciate you having me on and spreading some love. I'm gonna do the same for you and do as much as we can.
I appreciate it, buddy. Much love. Until next time.
Yes, sir.